Conservatives could accidentally help Biden win his debate with Trump. Biden has a tough task ahead in this week's debate, but thanks in part to right-wing attacks, the bar he faces is low. If Joe Biden is to win November's election, he must win this week's televised debate. He must come off as energetic and competent. He must make the case, persuasively, that Donald Trump is a danger to the nation and the world. And, perhaps most of all, he must seem mentally sharp. That's a lot to do in under 90 minutes, especially while sharing the stage with someone as unpredictable as Trump, whose dominant personality and in-your-face tactics can put him at an advantage. Luckily for Biden, and anyone who gives a damn about the future of America, the president already has some crucial advantages going into Thursday evening's CNN debate. The format is good for him. First off, there is no studio audience to create a disruption or cheer Trump's wild utterances. Thus, the debate will not turn into one of those fake town halls packed with right-wing cult members posed as undecided voters. Is there really an undecided voter left in the nation? If so, why? Secondly, and crucially, each candidate's microphone will be shut off when it's not his turn to speak. This limits Trump's habit of relentlessly interrupting, which dominated the first presidential debate in 2020. Given those ground rules, it's surprising that Trump agreed to the debate at all. And it's still possible that he'll back out, no doubt citing how rigged the entire world is against his noble greatness. But even with these reasonable regulations in his favor, Biden must meet the challenge of convincing prospective voters that he's capable of doing the job for another 4 years. Toward that end, he's had some help from an unexpected quarter, the media, both mainstream and right-wing. In recent months, and especially in recent weeks, much of the media has been on a campaign to depict the 81-year-old Biden as nearly senile and certainly incapable of another term, while seldom focusing on 78-year-old Trump's lunatic ravings on the campaign trail or his long list of other disqualifications. Recall what happened in February after Special Prosecutor Robert Hur's report described Biden as an elderly man with a poor memory. An amazing barrage of coverage followed. For many days, it was as if there were no other subject. At one point, the New York Times opinion section offered a list of 4 pieces, lined up in a neat row, all on the same subject, while CNN gave us a chyron for the ages. Is Biden's age now a bigger problem than Trump's indictments? Once that frenzy settled down, another bombshell hit, a front-page article in the Wall Street Journal with a devastating headline, "Behind Closed Doors, Biden Shows Signs of Slipping." The piece was much criticized, and not just by Democrats, some of whom complained that the only on-the-record source was Republican Kevin McCarthy. The former House Speaker slammed Biden's mental sharpness, even though he reportedly has said quite the opposite in private. Media critics jumped in, too. Tom Jones of the Poynter Institute, no partisan, judged the Journal article a pointed piece based pretty much on quotes and opinions from those who don't want to see Biden elected to a second term. Soon after, that report began to spread through the media ecosystem, most notably on dozens of TV stations around the country owned by right-leaning Sinclair Broadcasting, whose local anchors read from almost identical scripts. It was powerful anti-Biden coordination that must have delighted the Trump campaign. Although this is all bad for Biden, it comes with an upside for this debate. Many viewers are probably expecting him to be infirm and inarticulate. As one right-leaning acquaintance of mine put it, if the choice is between the orange guy and a corpse, I'll go with the orange guy. The choice, of course, is not that at all. It's between a traditional, pro-democracy president with a strong record of accomplishment versus a twice-impeached would-be autocrat with 30 for felony convictions and his own alarming set of gaffes, memory lapses, and campaign trail ravings about sharks. Only one of these candidates fomented an insurrection or appointed 3 Supreme Court justices who seem hellbent on denying women's bodily autonomy. Biden may make some missteps in the debate, but he'll be well prepared and focused on appearing vigorous, as he was in his high-energy State of the Union address in March. He won't become a compelling TV star or a great public speaker between now and Thursday, but he doesn't need that. Thanks to the incessant media messaging, the bar for Biden is nowhere near that high. Those of us who care about democracy in America are hoping he clears it with ease. Presidential political surrogates fanned out across the Sunday talk shows to prepare the ground for next week's televised debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, which could help the Democratic incumbent and his Republican predecessor focus the minds of undecided or unengaged voters on November's election. But the candidates themselves are taking strikingly different approaches. Biden is hunkered down at Camp David in debate preparation, reportedly with his personal attorney Bob Bauer standing in for Trump in mock exchanges. Bauer told Politico last week that his job was to approximate as closely as you possibly can how it is that individual, the opponent, is going to debate. Trump, however, is not known to have a debate surrogate or been in any debate practice. Instead, he has been out on the campaign trail. In Philadelphia on Saturday, he continued his rhetoric on immigration, at one point saying he would suggest to Dana White, president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship, that the organization pit a league of fighters who are immigrants against the regular league fighters, with the champion of each then squaring off. That left the talk shows to mull the impending clash, with campaign surrogates talking up or talking down, mounting expectations for a decisive exchange. However, there are also concerns that without a live TV audience to provide voter interaction, it could also fall flat. I expect President Biden to do an excellent job just like he did the last few debates, Biden's campaign co-chairperson Mitch Landrieu told NBC's Meet the Press. Two men wearing suits speak at podiums with their hands raised, referring in part to Trump's conviction in the criminal prosecution involving hush money paid to the adult film actor Stormy Daniels. Landrieu said, "It really doesn't matter how Donald Trump shows up, if he comes in unhinged, like he is most of the time, or he sits there and is quiet. People are going to know that he's a twice impeached convicted felon who has been found to have defamed somebody, sexually abused somebody, and going bankrupt 6 times. Landrieu said that Biden was really anxious to tell his story to the American people, adding, "This race is going to be tight. Everybody knows that." Trump, Landrieu said, wakes up every day pretty much thinking about himself, thinking about his rich friends, really thinking about ways to hurt people with the power that he would have if he were the president of the United States again. Biden, Landrieu added, wants to be really clear about the difference between those two that everybody will see again on Thursday. Also for the Democrats was the U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, a member of the National Advisory Board for Biden's re-election campaign. With the second anniversary of the elimination of federal abortion rights previously granted by Roe v. Wade falling on Monday, Warren sought to bring reproductive rights to the forefront of the looming presidential race, a posture that let Democrats retain control of the Senate and blunted the Republican House majority in 2022. Warren said that if Biden is re-elected and Democrats are given a majority in Congress, her party would be able to defend and restore access to abortion, contraception, and in vitro fertilization. "We're going to make Roe v. Wade the law of the land again," Warren said. "Understand this. I want to say this as clearly as I can. If Donald Trump is elected to the presidency, he and the extremist Republicans are coming after abortion, contraception, and IVF in every single state in this country, not just the conservative states." Trump has said his VP pick will be in the audience in Atlanta on Thursday, a contest that is reported to have narrowed to the North Dakota governor, Doug Burgum, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, and Ohio Senator J.D. Vance. Trump told reporters on Saturday he had made a determination but has not let them know. "In my mind, yeah," Trump told reporters at a cheese steak restaurant in Philadelphia. Meanwhile, Kristi Noem, the South Dakota governor, who was once considered a strong contender to be Trump's running mate, on Sunday continued trying to bounce back from a disastrous passage in her recently published book in which she recounted shooting a dog to death that she claimed had become dangerous to her family. Noem's admission came after Biden's German Shepherd, Commander, was merely banished from the White House after biting 36 Secret Service agents during an 18-month reign of terror. Noem said she thought Thursday's clash would be an important debate and a great opportunity for President Trump to talk about his policies and how his policies when he served as president of this country were good. Nonetheless, Noem confirmed that she had not received paperwork from Trump relating to his vice president pick that others reportedly had. "I've had conversations with the president, and I know that he is the only one who will be making the decisions on who will be his vice president," she said diplomatically. A strong contender for the role, Burgum told CNN's State of the Union that Biden's team had made a real effort to lower expectations. He challenged the network, which is the debate host, to ask tough questions, including over Biden's assertion when he last debated Trump in 2020 that the furor around Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. Though many claims about its contents have not been confirmed, the laptop was admitted as evidence in the recent trial, which led to Hunter Biden's conviction on 3 federal gun charges. If he's that good at lying about that for years ago, the question is what might he do this time, Burgum added.